Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to the Sanctuary. I'm your host, KruznikX. Once again, we're playing Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail and continuing my shenanigans with the role quest lines. We finally finished with the magical role DPS quest line, so we are just one bit away from all this nonsense being completed. So without further say in the matter, I'm doing the healer role quest for Dawntrail. Let's just get right down to it because I really want to get through this. So here is the wheel of healers for you, ladies and gentlemen. 4 healers, 6 quests. Who's gonna win in the long run? We'll see what happens. All I know is that I'm gonna do the same thing with the magic roll DPS as I do with the healer. We'll do all 4 jobs for the first 4 quests. We'll have the wheel decide for the level 68 quest, and I will decide for level 100. Without further ado, let's see what healer we are getting for the first quest. And it's looking like we are rocking Scholar for this particular one. Now, Scholar. Let me talk about its gear for a second here. It basically looks like they took the old A Realm Reborn gear, tailored it a bit to make it look more Terali. I don't know how to feel about it. I will say something good about the book, though. I love the compass rose motif going on over here. It's very nice. I love this book. I might hold on to it. But let's get EO summoned so we can get on with this. For this final quest line, we go to Nyipine. I don't know how to pronounce that. I am gonna butcher it all the way through, but let's get right down to it with the level 90 quest in the Sting of Things. What business do you have with me? My apologies. You're Burkavu's guest, were you not? I am Nyipine. I am Nyipine. Now I've journeyed far from the northern valleys of Shaktaral to reach this grand city. Tell me, traveler, what is your name? Chris. Rest assured I shall remember it. A shame that we must meet under these unfortunate circumstances. My village's prized possession was among the treasures stolen by the passage of the Unbound. It is known as the Hot Sting. The soul of a dread scorpion, one of the Toral Vidral, is sealed within. The creature once hunted its prey using an array of toxins produced within its body. It was a menace to all. Those granted the Hot Sting's gifts may wield this fearsome power as they see fit. We believe the thieves have already taken it across the ocean to Eorzea, and it will doubtless wreak havoc in the wrong hands. Thus, I seek a healer to remedy any harm wrought by the Hot Sting's toxins in that faraway land. I won't mince words. You are precisely the sort of man I seek. We must act quickly to avoid the worst. Will you lend us your aid? Aiding those in need is what I do best. You have my gratitude. To the matter at hand, then. While I was making inquiries here in Tuliolal regarding the thieves' whereabouts, some Eozian merchants told me a rather intriguing tale. Specifically, those returning from Limsalo Minsa bring fell tidings. Tales of able-bodied men and women suddenly losing their vision. An all too familiar account, as the Hot Sting allows mastery over all manner of poisons, including those that inflict temporary blindness. A great deal of training is required to properly utilize the Scorpion's gifts, but the blinding toxin is one of the simplest to wield. It seems to me the brigands are the masterminds of these strange incidents, harnessing the treasure's power for their own nefarious ends. Lokshkana, the village elder's daughter, makes for Limsolaminsa in pursuit of the heartsting. I intended to set sail with her, but my foot was badly injured by a strange mechanical doll during the thieves' ambush. Loshkana insisted I remain here to recover. She would not take no for an answer. I must ask that you cross the sea in my stead and provide Loshkana your aid. Considering that our enemy wields deadly poisons, the danger is too great for her to face alone. Based on when she departed, I presume she's arrived at her destination by now. She boarded a merchantman captained by a woman named Bodbrida, who is primarily based in Limsolaminsa. She may be able to help you locate Loshkana. Alright, off to my favorite place, Limsolaminsa. And off to the Arcanist Guild. There's Balbrita. I'm Balbrita. And if you ever plan to sell your healing services to me and my crew, don't. My ship ain't setting sail for a short while. Eh? Looking for a Taral little woman named Loshkana? Aye, she made the crossing with us. Trying to retrieve some sort of treasure, as I recall. I told her Hawker's Alley was her best bet for the latest chatter, so you may find her wandering thereabouts. Keep an eye out for a hearing lass in a red tunic carrying a spear on her back. She can't have gone far. Thank you. Well, she's definitely not in Hawker's Alley, that's for damn sure. Ah, there she is. Red coat, spear. That's Loshkana, all right. Oh, hello there. You're a stranger. Can I help you? Nyipine sent you to help, did he? Seeing as I've hit something of a dead end, your timing couldn't be better. I suppose proper introductions are in order then? I'm Loshkana of Jacques Taral. And you are? A pleasure to meet you, Chris. With that, we're strangers no longer. I'm not sure how much Nyipine has already told you, but I assume you'll want to hear more about the day of the theft. My father and Nyipine had just set a trap using one of the Heartsting's toxins, and were on their way to return the treasure to its resting place. But an evil presence stirred in the wilds that night. Mechanical dolls with great glowing eyes leapt from the shadows and gravely wounded them both. My father survived the encounter, thankfully, but he was unable to give chase and convalesces now in my home village. The culprit's faces eluded him in the darkness, but he heard two voices, a man's and a woman's. He recognized neither, so we're certain they aren't from our village.
Whoever those two were, they must have been the one controlling the dolls before making off with the heart sting. Brukevu said they were part of the Passage of the Unbound, but I'm afraid that's all I know of the culprits. Still, that may change if I can ascertain the cause of the recent blinding incidents that have occurred here. Unfortunately, I haven't had much luck asking around. The thought of addressing even one person here is, well, overwhelming when you're from a remote village like mine. The few I've attempted to speak with were too busy to even listen in the first place. You, on the other hand, look ready to take on the world. Or at least the city. I'm sorry to ask this of you so often after we met, but could you help me gather the latest hearsay on the markets? Many thanks. I'll search the quieter districts for clues in the meantime, and hopefully not get myself lost along the way. All right, let's ask around, but before we do, I'm not gonna rock Scholar Glams all day long, so we'll reassign our Glamour plate. Did I have one for, yeah, I did have one for, I'm going back to Endwalker Glam. Perfect. Bring back Eos. And we're back in business. Let's go ask some questions. Ah, shite on a kite. Here's what I'll do. It's gonna be a fucking roundabout way, but who gives a shit? Bainsing, how's it going, my guy? Let's see what you're talking about.
Blinding incidents. I know of them. Thought it was some bad fruit at a stall in Hawker's Alley. A few bites in and folks suddenly go writhing on the ground like beach sea serpents, claiming they can't see a bloody thing. I don't blame them for raising hells with the shopkeep neither. All sorts couldn't move an elm till the treatment came and they could see properly. The shopkeep was rightly furious about the whole ordeal, took it up with his longtime supplier. Escalated into a real spectacle, it did. Turns out the problem was occurring at other stalls, with fruit from different suppliers. It don't make sense to pin the blame on individual sellers if the whole supply chain's tainted. Even now, nobody knows what's causing it. Grim business, I tell you.
All right, this is gonna seem a little bit roundabout, but I'm going to take the Aetheryte to the main plaza. Rose? Why, yes, I know about the blinding incidents. I experienced it firsthand. I was rather peckish, so I purchased some fruit from a local stall and took a few bites on my way home. But before I knew it, my vision went dark. I stood there shaking and crying, terrified of what would happen if the darkness ever faded. I thought I was alone, until I heard a woman nearby howling with laughter. Fortunately, I didn't suffer long. A passing adventurer cured my sight with Asuna, and I went about the rest of my day as though nothing happened, but I haven't been able to look at fruit the same way since. Years and years of therapy. Great.
Zwinberg. Recent chaos in the markets. I'm told the Yellow Jackets have been thoroughly investigating the matter in cooperation with the Adventurers Guild. You're in a hurry that the Yellow Jacket making her rounds by the way of the Fisherman's Guild. He'd be a good one to ask.
Your investigation of Hawker's Alley has proven successful, but you sense there is more to be found. Seek out the Yellow Jacket on patrol, who may have further details on the blinding incidents. All right. Fisherman's Bottom it is. Ah, there she is. 12 be good. You're Chris Valentine, aren't you? The Chris Valentine? It's an honor to meet the realm's vaunted hero up close. Is there aught I can assist you with? I hear all sorts on my rounds, so if it's information you're after, you've come to the right person. Oh, yes, the serial blindings. They're causing a terrible ruckus around here. You know, a woman in red came this way a few moments ago to ask about the very same. I take it you two are acquainted? Aha! I thought so! As I told her, another incident was reported yesterday morning. The victim bought fruit from a local vendor, took a few bites, and temporarily lost all vision. Same as the rest. The vendor in question was last seen to the south of the Octant, so I'm headed there next to follow their trail. You're welcome to join me if it'll help your investigation.
Why couldn't there have been more male voices this year? Yeah, well.
He's paralyzed. We've got to do something. But I've no talent for healing magics, and I don't have any spine drops on me either. Perhaps this Suna might do the trick?
I'm gonna be casting this a lot, aren't I? I'm healed? I'm healed! Oh, thank the 12! And you lot, of course.
Excellent work, Chris. On behalf of the Yellow Jackets, I owe you my thanks as well. Now, I hate to ruin the mood, but I'll need to report this to my superiors. Could you tell us what transpired before we found you, sir?
It was awful. Just awful, I tell you. I was walking home after another arduous day at work, minding my own business, when a Lalafellin merchant suddenly called out to me. "You, my good man, look exhausted," he said. "Why not soothe your weary spirit and fill your empty belly with one of the realm's sweetest apples? You've earned it. Nay, you deserve it." 'Twas a tempting sales pitch, but I wasn't keen to gamble on potentially cursed fruit. Sensing my apprehension, he proudly declared his merchandise safe to eat. He sounded sincere enough. Even took a bite of the apple himself. "No tainted fruit here," he boasted. "Just normal, honest-to-goods produce." He sold me the apple at a reasonable discount, and all seemed well. That is, until I took my first bite, and numbness spread through my body like wildfire. I collapsed to the ground, struggling to speak a single word. The vendor and his fruit had suddenly betrayed me, yet I know not how. As I fell, a woman's shrill laughter echoed from a few yalms away, and the vendors soon followed. I never saw the woman for myself, what with the whole not being able to move business, but between her laughing fits she made mention of a heart sting or some such. Oh, you poor dear. And this woman you mentioned, you're positive she spoke the word heart sting? As surely as the wind blows. For mercy, neither she nor her vendor friend tried to steal my belongings, but they've certainly stolen my dignity. I hope those conniving charlatans get what's coming to them. This is dangerous fruit we're dealing in. First blindness, now paralysis? But first things first, I should escort this man home. If you were going to pursue the perpetrators further, then have care out there, all right?
Oshkana? There's no doubt about it then. All thieves are at large, right here in Limsa Laminsa. The blinding toxin is simple enough to master, but it's unsettling how quickly they've learned to inflict paralysis as well. I just don't see what purpose this all serves. Were you able to learn anything of their motives? So they take pleasure in their victims' pain, but nothing more. At least, nothing more that we know of. Whatever their true aim may be, we must discover it quickly before more victims suffer at their hands. A hunter must adapt to their environment if they wish to snare their prey. I have so much to learn about this place. Still, I've tracked them this far, which is a good start. For the time being, I'd like to position those officers in yellow for any new information they acquire on the Hot Sting's whereabouts. When we come across any promising leads, I hope I can count on your support again. Sweet. All right. I think now would be a good time to relax my voice for a minute and take a quick break. The next quest will be the level 92 quest, Causing Problems on Purpose, but we'll take a quick break and be back with more. If you're watching on live stream, stay tuned. If you're watching this shit on YouTube, here are the links provided. I'll see you in a bit.